Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you all for joining in. I really appreciate you being here. This is episode 6, and we are talking about how you're going to renew all those certifications that you have earned throughout the past few months that we've been doing this entire series. So why don't I just get things started up here? Episode 6, I wanted to start things off. Good morning to the people that are joining from the West Coast. Happy lunch hour to those of you on the East Coast. And if you're joining from somewhere else, thank you for joining in your afternoon and evening. I wanted to kick things off with some thank yous. Ree, I know you are in chat, and thank you so much for doing all the hard work to get this all ready so that we could do this today. I know that you have put a lot of effort into making sure that this went public. I know we chatted that if it didn't go public on Friday, we'd try and find some way to get this information out there. So thank you for making sure that this went live. I really appreciate that. Joanna, I know that you're here as well, and thank you for your support, always coming in to help answer questions. To all the other Atlassians and my fellow community leaders and creators that are here, thank you for being here to help support this in chat. I very much appreciate it. And then to everyone else who's here to learn, thank you for being here. This series would not exist without your interest in learning more about certifications. So thank you for coming out here. I really appreciate that. So where are we in the course of things? We are technically on what is the last episode of this. When I was asked about this in November of 2023, I was asked for a 6-month commitment. I thought it'd be fun to turn it into at the time, you should be able to earn the Atlassian Certified Expert standing simply by following this through 1 month at a time. But that changed. But it was still good to go through a bunch of the certifications and put information out there to help people get prepared of how we're going to do things. And this still applies as to what do you need to do to renew your certifications. So that's what we're going to be covering today. As always, if you have been here before, you know that I have a little section here. I'm going to quickly breeze through this. I am an Atlassian customer. I do not work for a partner. I don't work for Atlassian. I am an Atlassian admin for a customer in the cybersecurity space where we are all cloud premium. So I sort of help and support Jira software, service management, and Confluence Cloud Premium. I have been an admin for over 10 years, so I have covered the gambit of things from server products such as Jira, Bitbucket, and Bamboo, doing a cloud migration, covering some cloud products, everything there. Marie saying, stay tuned for news about the new expert program. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. We definitely want to talk about that one later too. I am an Atlassian Certified Expert. I think now my active standing is 9 certifications. Pro skill badges don't count anymore. And I am a community leader. You will find me in the online community where I mainly am in the Welcome Center. I do community roundups once a month, and I do video versions of that here on this channel, as well as these live learning sessions once a month. So that's a little bit about me. Housekeeping for this. Generally, we're going to be prioritizing questions that are on topic first. For this topic, I don't think that's going to be too much of an issue since it's all certifications and it's about how you renew them. If you've been here before, you know that we generally have enough time to answer all the questions. So it's more of a, if you think of anything after this ends, please feel free to go to the training and certification collection on the online community and ask your questions there. There are a ton of people there, such as myself, who are more than happy to try and help you get the answers you need. With that, let's go over to the university page, because that's where we're going to get things started. So if you have been here before, you will know what this looks like. So university.atlassian.com. If you haven't been here before, you are going to get a screen that looks very similar to it, except your login button is going to be here. Clicking on that is going to tell you you need to log in. If you don't have an Atlassian ID, you will need to sign up for one. If you do have one, fill it in, and it's going to take you to the screen I was just showing you that has your little profile icon in the top. From here, I have this zoomed in. If we zoom out, you will actually get a menu bar across the top. I've just got it zoomed in so that it's easier for people to see. We're going to go to Get Certified. And yes, I am wearing the traditional blue hoodie. I don't know if you can even get these anymore. So once you're in the Get Certified section, we are going to scroll down near the bottom. There is a section here of how long does it last for and a how to maintain. Clicking on that page will take you to the one I already have here, but this new page here, how to maintain your certification. So certifications have not changed in that they are active for 24 months at any given time. That is still a true statement today. What is changing is the how you're going to renew them. So instead of in the past it being you look for the pro skill badge that matches the certification you want to renew, you are just going to use continuing education units, CE units, and that is how you're going to do it. So what do these things look like and mean? It's participating in Atlassian events, completing university courses, all those things that you're probably already doing. So some of the things that you're going to see if you go to any of the Atlassian University courses, which, reminder, all of those courses are free now. You will get credit for that. If you go to any local or virtual event, such as this one right here, you will get credit for that. And then what will end up happening is there is a whole system on how you submit that into the portal. Upon doing that, you will earn credits towards renewing all of your certifications. I will get into how we do that. We're just going to continue going down through the page for a second here first. So viewing your progress, this is sort of an example of what it's going to look like as far as you can see how far you are in the renewal process of any given certification. And what does this end up meaning as far as what you need? So for your certified associate exams, certifications, you're going to need 50 credits to renew those and 100 for the professional certifications, so your ACPs versus your ACAs. And I know this is one that people really want to know, is let's bring up this table here of how do you get them and what are they worth? So there is no limit in any given renewal period on the number of university courses you can take. Each course will get you 10 units. So if you do 5 courses in the university, all of your Atlassian Certified Associates certifications will be renewed. If you attend Atlassian events, so things like Team Unleashed Your High Velocity, one of those per renewal period will get you 30 points. And that's both the in-person or the virtual. So this is just more incentive that if you can't make it there in person, go and sign up for the digital experience. Note that the example progress dashboard is just generic image. Yes, thank you, Marie, for pointing that out, that the images here are not the actual certifications that Atlassian has. This is just examples of how it's going to look from cert metrics. The question being, all certifications get renewed regardless of how many you have. So the statement I will make is that if you have 2 certifications today and you attend Team, you'll get 30 points towards those 2 certifications. If you then earn another certification after attending Team, and now you have 3 of them, and you go do a university course, you will have 40 points for the first 2 and 10 points for that second or that third one. And Marie and Joanna, just correct me if I'm wrong about my thought process on that, but I believe it is you earn those points for all current active certifications concurrently. So as long as you have all of the certifications concurrently, you earn the points as you take part in those various activities. So attending Local events, both in person or virtual. Yes, except for except for the retired certifications. I know that they're listed further in this page, and we'll cover those ones when we get there. So if you attend a local event, so if you want to get involved in your local in-person events, those are great. You can also just go to any or all of the live learning events where you're going to learn some interesting things. 4 of those per renewal period will get you 10 points each. So that's 40 points just for showing up for one of these. Can we carry forward credits every year? So my understanding is that you are going to earn credits towards the certification for its 24-month renewal. So that is a 2-year renewal. I don't know how it works as far as once you have renewed, if you then start doing, sort of more Atlassian community events, does that go towards the next renewal after you have renewed the first one, Joanna Marie? Is my understanding on that correct? That you need to do a varied amount of things here. So if you attended 5 events, only 4 of them would be credited towards this current renewal. So you would need to do, either attending High Velocity or Team and another university course to complete the renewal of the current one. But that 5th local event could be used to roll over to the next one. So, sorry, I'm just trying to keep up with things here. Can we currently see our status? Okay, so status isn't currently there yet. Thank you, Ree, for sharing that out. Yeah, my understanding is that if you are just super active in the ecosystem, you're probably going to just need to log your activity, and you almost never have to worry about the renewals of your certifications because you're doing all the things you need to just by being involved in things to have that happen. So limits. This might help a little bit more. The number of times an activity can be used for one renewal cycle. The logic behind this is to encourage a variety of activities, specifically that renewals include ongoing learning. While it's possible to renew with just events, they're hoping that candidates will also complete some of the courses as part of the renewal. And let's be honest, when the courses are free, there is almost no reason not to include them as a part of the renewal process. So we've got an example here. This might also help some things. So in October of 2024, someone passes the ACA 910 exam and they earn that certification. It is good until October 2026. Sorry, I would be interested in the credit counts towards getting a certification too, i.e. making it easier yet not mandatory. As far as getting certifications, I am still under the impression that taking a certification exam is still the way in which you earn a new certification. But once you have earned a new certification, then you can use all of these resources at your disposal to keep them renewed. I presented an ACE event several months ago. How far back can we count renewal efforts? Carl, thank you for I am just going to scroll down to that one because we actually have it. The earliest accepted for activities is February of 2024. So, for anyone who attended team digitally or in person, you can count that team. Scrolled too far up. One problem with a mouse that has a power scroll. If you attended team this year, either virtual or in person, my understanding would be that counts as 30 points towards the current renewals. So if I am incorrect about that, please let me know, Ree or Joanna. Perfect. Yes, it counts. That's great. All right. So the candidate needs to earn 50 units to renew this certification before October of 2026. So in March of 2025, they earned 30 units, which means they are 30 units towards that. They have 20 units to go. So to clarify, there's currently no way to enter CEUs yet. That is a great question. Joanna or Reed, can you comment on being able to upload status now? I think July, is that right? Is when the plan was to be able to upload things? Correct. It's still being developed. Right. So, yes, plan is for July. Perfect. Okay. So these things this is information about what is coming soon. And I think this is a good time to note the expiration date is still frozen on all of the exams. The timer has not started yet. So this is just giving you information so that you know what you need to do when the timer starts again. But for now, just take this as understanding what you're going to need to do and figuring out how much of this you've already done since the beginning of February that you might, as of the CE units being available, you might be able to immediately renew your certifications because you've already just been a rock star and involved in everything. Thank you, Ree. Yes, wanted to let everyone know what's coming so they could earn credits in the meantime. Perfect. So March of 2025, they're 20 units away. Come August of 2025, the candidate passes the ACP 620 exam and earns that certification. Loving the system, keeps you engaged. Yes, I agree. This is a great way to do things. So, the earning of a new certification, it's worth noting here, doesn't actually add any new CE units for your existing certifications. It's just an additional certification that you have. We'll put it a badge on your shirt that you have, and you now have until because that was August of 2025, August of 2027 to earn 100 CE units because this is a professional certification to renew that one. So come December, this one needed to be renewed by October of 2026. Come December of 2025, candidate earned another 20 units, which renews that certification. And because they did that in December of 2025, it is now set at the new suspension date of December of 2027. So your date will be set to 2 years or 24 months from the moment at which you have renewed the certification. And I know some people are going to say, well, what if I renew it and I'm only a year in? Well, if you did that within a year, you're probably going to do that within a year the next time, and then it's just set 2 years in the future at all times, so that if you, for whatever reason, life happens, I've been there myself, and you need to step away for a bit, you have that additional extra time to, at your own pace, earn the certification or earn the renewal for that certification. So the 20 units renews that one, which then goes to 24 months ahead of the renewal date, and another 50 units must be earned. That also then resets the counters on things like attending events. So if you had attended 3 events to do the first renewal, you now have the ability to attend more events to extend that one again. 20 units is also applied to the ACP certification, needing 80 left. So much to the point, if you earn units, they earn towards all the active certifications, with the asterisk of ones that are retiring, but all the active certifications get credit for the points as long as you have them and they are active at the time. Pro tip, wait to enter the final cert metrics units as close to the suspension date as possible. Ree, is that actually a true statement? Do you really want to wait until as close as possible to the suspension date? Or will it always just keep rolling forward? Like if I did the activity, renewed it renews in December of 2025 to 2027, and then the next year I've earned another 50 units before December of 2026. Will it not just renew to 2028? Yes, but that's just for the ones that renew. Okay. Okay. I think I understand that. All right, so, the continuing of earning units, the additional one that is renewing is now earning units at the same time as the ACP one is, moving all the way until both of them have renewed again. So, Let's move on to some of the FAQ questions, because some of these are probably going to help answer. Some of these might be repeats. Some of these are probably going to help with things. Can CE units be used for all certifications that are up for renewal? The answer is yes, they can. They'll be applied to all unexpired certifications, including, so if, as an example, if you had 3 and you earned 10 units, that set of 10 is applied to all of them. It's not split between them. It is just applied to all of them. What if there's not enough time to renew before the program rolls out? So if you have a certification that is going to be expiring in 2024, go submit a smart ticket. That's sort of the answer here, is that if you are concerned about not having enough time to renew the certifications that you have that will expire this year, get a ticket into support, and the university team will work with you on a reasonable time frame for allowing you to renew that. As we mentioned, activity from February of 2024 can count towards this. So for those of you who have already earned enough to renew your certifications, once that goes live, be sure to take advantage of that. And when does the renewal period start? The day the certification is renewed, except when renewed during the grace period. So let's talk a little bit about the grace period. So certification is earned on January 1st of 2026. It will suspend on January 2028, and it will expire on April 1st of 2028. If the candidate completes all the renewal activities on December 1st, the reason you wanted to wait as close to the suspension date as possible is that you'll have a later renewal date. That's okay. I get that. I guess if you're the type of person who is going to consistently be working on things, and you know that you're going to have more than enough activity every single year, you could just keep renewing and it will just keep extending it year over year. You don't actually have to hold off submitting stuff until these close to the suspension date. That's my understanding. But yes, I get that if you aren't as involved as I am, maybe, yes, holding off until closest to the suspension date as possible so that you get the most out of that 24 months. I guess that would be the idea. Okay, so thank you, Joanna. I appreciate that. So if you, right, so scenario 1, they complete everything on December 1st of 2027, noting that it expired in January 1st of 2028, then it will renew the certification on December 1st, and it will set the suspension date for 2029 because, much like I was just talking about, I did everything super quick and I did it all in a year. So it only gives me an extra year from when it would have originally expired. Be sure to learn and earn regularly during the 24 months, but wait to submit. That's very relevant, Ree. Thank you. Yes. Keep doing activity constantly, and then, yeah, you can just wait until close to the suspension date to submit the activity that you have been involved in. So scenario 2 is that the candidate completes the renewal activities on March 1st of 2028, which would be after it would have suspended, but before it expired. The result is that the certification will renew on January 1st, 2030. So basically, you have that grace period of, what is that, about 3 months, that once your certification has suspended, if you earn the units you need to within that 3-month grace period, you'll extend it to the 2 years from when you earned that certification. You won't get 2 years from when you submitted the activity after the suspension date. All right. Will there be instructions on how to? Yes, instructions will be provided. Perfect. Since that's still being developed, we won't cover that right now because we can't. So the planned date of rollout looks as though, according to this, it's August of 2024. So, for everyone who has Certifications that are going to be suspending soon, just hold tight. They're frozen until this portal goes live. So if this isn't coming until August, you don't have anything to worry about. By August, targeting... Fair enough. By August, targeting in July. Just being, sure not to, overcommit, underdeliver? Is that the term? So which courses are included? Anything on the university can be used to earn CE units, regardless of the topic. And it's also, remember, that one was unlimited. So you don't have a limit on the number of university courses. So if you want to go hog wild and start taking everything because they're free, that is 10 points per university course. That is probably a really great way to earn your certifications because it's the most amount of knowledge you're going to absorb in a short period of time. Welcome to Software Development Timelines. Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. We already talked about that attending or viewing webinars such as this one here, which you can do up to 4 times for 10 points each. I don't know much about the partners program, but candidates who are part of that may also use courses on the Enablement Academy. If there's anything relevant to mention there, Joanna or Ree, please feel free to add it. But for anyone who knows what that means, hopefully that makes sense. So what about courses on other platforms? So this is a relevant thing. LinkedIn Learning, Coursera, Udemy, nothing is going to be planned for the initial rollout, but they do want to look at that in the future. So for the initial rollout, the Atlassian University is the only way to earn CE units towards your certifications. Can I take the exam to renew? Yes. The answer is you can always take the exam. I think many of us, though, are trying to avoid taking the exam if possible. So, however, the date for retaking the exam must be within 6 months of the expiration date. So that I didn't read. That is worth noting that in order to renew, although I have a question about that, and maybe others do as well. Joanna, why does it have to be within 6 months of the expiration date? If I take the exam for the course, shouldn't I just automatically earn that certification, even if I already have it? I question the logic there if I'm taking the exam. To make sure they are taking an O. This is to make sure they are taking the updated exam. Okay. Oh, I get you. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what you're saying is the intention on there is that it must be taken within 6 months of the expiration date. Not that... So you could take it as close to the expiration date as you want, but you can't take it earlier than 6 months to renew. Got it. Okay. I think I understand that now. Thank you. All right. So, can I renew once using the CE units and then with the exam? So the answer is, if you want to take the exams, let's assume for a second you like taking the exams, you can always use the exams to renew your certifications. If you want to mix and match, you can. I wouldn't recommend doing CE units for half of it. Do one or the other. But it's one of those things where you can choose which way you would like to go. What happens if you don't earn enough units to renew? The certification will expire. So once you have gone past that 3-month grace period and your certification has actually expired, you will actually have to rewrite the exam in order to earn the certification again. But given that you are given 2 years plus 3 months in order to earn 50 to 100 units to renew that certification, I think this is more than generous enough to avoid you having to write an exam if possible. What happens if I earn more points than are needed to renew? The extra CE units do just roll over it into the next renewal cycle. So I'm assuming then that means if I was 10 points away from an associate certification and I earned the 30 units by attending Team 24, that would do 10 against the certification and possibly 20 against the rollover, or as of the renewal, it just stops there and we start at 0 for the rollover. There's an example table. Okay. We'll get down to the example table then. Let's see if there is. Let's go down to the table first. Oh, is it up top? Did I miss it? Let's see. Rolling over. Here we go. So in August of 2026, the candidate earns 30 units. 20 were applied to the ACA ITSMF, which renews the certification. The extra 10 units roll over, and the candidate must earn 40 units to renew it the next time up. There it is. There's your answer. Okay. Let's just make sure we haven't missed any. Okay, so will Atlassian have virtual ACEs for communities that do not have a local chapter? Yes, the certification team will provide quarterly virtual Atlassian community events, which will earn 10 units per attendance for those. These will also be recorded as they will occur in the US time zones, and see the live learning chapter for details. So the chapter that you have already come to for this one, I believe Joanna might be the one who's teaching some of those things. The university team will make sure that there are things out quarterly. At the same time, all of the live learning instructors are going to be doing things usually at least once a month. And there are a number of new things that are coming out. Valerie, I think, who's in chat, is doing Atlassian Intelligence. I know that Matt Reiner was doing Loom not too long ago. So there are definitely new things popping up. It's not always just Jira and Confluence and JSM. There are definitely new things that are cropping up, so you can learn some new things. Yep, Joanna will be teaching some of those. Awesome. Are there any other changes to the certification lifecycle? The answer is no. There will be no other changes to the program at this time. I will say at this time. So after 2 years, candidates provided with a 90-day grace period to renew their certification before it expires. Will reminder emails be sent? Yes. Candidate will get a 6-month, a 3-month, and a 1-month prior to expiration reminders. Can I retroactively apply CE units? So I'm going to say that based on what we have heard, the active certifications you have right now, anything that was activity from February, kind of is retroactive that could apply. But any new certifications you earn as of today don't count towards that activity, because that is a new certification as of right now, and the activity needs to happen after you have earned the certification. So any certifications you previously held, you can retroactively add February 2024 credits to it. Sorry, I did miss that there. Will reminders also remind us how many points we have and what they apply to? Joanna Reed, do you know if Sean's question is an accurate statement, that you will know how much you have to renew? Working on that. Okay, thank you. Does taking a new certification extend any others? I think I may have covered that, but no. Additional certifications are just additional virtual badges you can put all over your stuff. So every new certification is just an extra badge you have. And then the CE units are used to renew all of your badges at the same time. So there's really no detriment to having multiple certifications, since the CE units are going to apply to all of them at the same time. Why do some CE units have limits? So I think Rhea and Joanna covered this, but the intent of this approach is to encourage both community involvement and ongoing learning. So while it is possible to renew by just attending events, they're looking that you might complete some training in the middle of that as well. Does the system calculate points automatically? Yes, you only need to select the type of activity and enter the date, name, and attach proof. So this looks as though it's a little bit of a window into what we're going to need to do in order to submit proof of activity. And the number of points and their limits and remaining CE units needed to renew will be calculated automatically by the system and displayed on the dashboard. Taking a cert prep course would count as coursework. Okay, so if you're preparing for a new certification, you can earn 10 units towards your other certifications, not the one that you're going to be taking. Excuse me. So your other certifications can get the 10 unit credit for taking the prep course for the certification you're about to write. Awesome. Can I take a course more than once? A course can only be used once to renew with a certification within a cycle. So a candidate may retake a course for a different renewal cycle. So I guess what this is saying is if I went into the university, and you know what, let's just do this live. Nothing ever goes wrong when you do things live, right? So if I came into Learning Paths and I am currently right in the middle of JSM and I really need to do things about assets. Do we have an easy way to get to the asset ones? Here we go. No, that's assessment. That's not the word I was looking for. Let's just say I am going to go with managing your queue and service management. This whole section here, I could do it, renew my certification. Then the next time around, I just game the system and do this same course over again just to renew it again. And you could, in theory, do that. But let's be honest, you're just cheating yourself out of that instead of learning something else new. That's my opinion. But it sounds as though if you really wanted to, there is some ways to game the system. I just would highly advise against it since you're here to learn. So why not just find something else new? There's tons of stuff in the university to learn. Will submissions be verified? Yes, while the approach does include a high level of trust that candidates will enter valid activities, Atlassian will perform audits and review submissions for suspicious activity. Yes, thank you. And the learning is free, so there's no reason not to learn free things. So I would say that's the other thing here. Be careful when trying to game the system because there will be audits every once in a while, and you'd hate for, the fact that you get yourself dinged for trying to game a system when it's really this easy. So, can retired certifications be renewed? The answer is no. So, if you currently hold any of these certifications, the ACP 200, the Confluence Administrator, for data center and server, the 300, which was the Agile development with Jira software, the 400, which was the Service Desk Administrator, the 500, which was the Certified Systems Administrator, or the 600, the ACP JPA. Do the accreditation courses count? Carl, can you elaborate on what you mean by accreditation courses? If you're talking about things like LinkedIn Learning or Udemy, we went over that up above. It said they are not going to be included in the initial rollout, but they're planning on cloud sales accreditations. Oh, okay. I think Ree's got your answer there. If you mean the Enablement and Academy, then yes. Yes. Okay. Perfect. So the certifications listed here, they cannot be renewed. So I'm sorry for anyone who has any of these. I know I have a couple of them myself. These are going to go away, and you can just know that you had them, and no one can take that away from you that you earned them. All right, that comes to the end of the page. So I guess the question is, are there any other questions as they relate to how you're going to renew your certifications? I know this was a lot of information to digest very, very quickly. So the things to remember is that the exams can always be retaken. Is there any more info on the new Certified Expert program? Jordan, the answer is not yet. I know that Ree is working on that, and I will do another session at some point in the future on what the new expert program will look like when Atlassian has more information to share about that. Is there going to be a portal for partners to check status on employee cert status? Sean, that's a fantastic question that I'm going to have to defer to Joanna and Ree to answer about that, because I can see why partners would want that, but I don't know that there's an answer to that question. And once again, Joanna, Reed, thank you for being here to help answer questions. You guys have been fantastic at providing a whole bunch of very valuable input on this. Regarding university courses, I have 2 university accounts, private and business one. Doesn't matter which one I go through for courses. I'm going to say this much. I think whatever account has your certifications, you're going to want to use that account in order to, you're probably going to want to use that account in order to go through the university courses. That would be my thought process, just from the auditing standpoint, that if you provided activity you did on, let's say, your personal one, but your business one holds the certifications, if they went to audit things and they saw that the account you used is not the account that took credit for them, I'd hate for you to get dinged on that just because you hold 2 different accounts. Now, the fact that we should merge those accounts together is a completely different conversation for another time. Any updates on the fully certified status of having 2 certifications? Will that be coming back for Platinum Solution Partner status with Atlassian? Carl, I will have to defer that question to Joanna and Ree as well. If my partner identity is different than my cert identity, can I still use Enablement Academy for CEUs? I think that is the exact opposite question. Yes, because there are audits. Who's that yes for? So, if you're taking an exam in July and you earn credits in the same month, are the day dates the ones considered towards what counts for the renewal? Sorry, there's just a lot of chatter going on. If you have 2 accounts, you should ideally take courses with the account that has your certifications, because the occasional audits will check for the same ID. Okay, so that answers that question there. For auditing purposes, whatever account has your certifications is the one that you should be using for taking any coursework. All right. Because we are coming up on time, I am going to just switch things back over here because I've got a couple of things to round things out while that goes on. So I'm going to put this question up there. We're going to try this poll. We're going to see if this works. So the question is, would you like to see these continue? Should we continue doing more of these live learning sessions? I'm going to give, there are 20 votes in now already. We've got 30 people in here, so it is an overwhelming yes. So I appreciate that. Thank you, everyone. So that is good, because otherwise this next part was going to be very awkward. What's next? Well, what's next is Monday, July 15th. So I had already talked with Andrew about this, and people seem to enjoy these. So we had a good idea that this would be something that people would appreciate. So this is a week later than I normally do, because I'm in the process of packing up my house, and my family's moving a couple of hours away, closer to family. So I just want to make sure everything is working in the new house before I commit to, trying to get online with this. So Monday, July 15th, we will be starting into the associate certifications, looking a little bit further ahead. There are 4 of them that are live now. We will be talking about what's happening with the certification expert standing once I have information I am able to share. I also know that there is another associate certification coming. I could not find anywhere where it was publicly posted. I know I have been working on it a little bit behind the scenes, so if Ree or Joanna want to share what's coming out soon, I leave that in their hands as to whether they want to leak that information here or not. If not, then just stay tuned. There is a new one coming. So it's... Oh, thank you. Yes. So that's what we've got coming up in the future. So I plan on carrying this out till the end of the year. And then, maybe we start over from scratch next year again. So everyone, I really appreciate you coming out today. I hope you learned something. I hope you got the information you were looking for. If there's something that you didn't see that you would like to learn more about, the online community, the training and certification collection, there is a post about this. Please feel free to go there and ask your questions on the how do I renew my certifications post that's in the online community. Please join the live learning chapter. There are plenty of other amazingly talented trainers that are going to teach you a whole bunch of new stuff that you'll want to learn about. So with that, thank you for being here today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Also, Andrew didn't know I was going to do this, but I'm going to do this right now. So I know I said that the next event is going to be on the 15th, and it is now published. So if you want to go and sign up for it right now, it is actually now live. So that can be a thing that you can go and do, and then sign up for everyone else who has things, because there are tons of other cool people out there as well. Have a great day, and I will see you in the new place on the next video next month.